Each year, a student representative is selected to speak on behalf of the class. This year's speaker is Ms. Caroline Shutt. Caroline is from Owensboro, Kentucky. She majored in writing, rhetoric, and communication with a minor in economics. During her time at Transy, she has served as the president of Phi Mu and as a member of the Student Activities Board. She has also served as an admissions ambassador, a writing center staffer, and a first engagement scholar. Caroline will continue her studies at the Indiana University Maurer School of Law. She aspires to work in child advocacy law and education policy. Caroline, I'm happy to welcome you to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Thomas. On behalf of the class of 2023, I would like to say thank you to all of the family and friends who are here with us today to celebrate. Last fall, I had the opportunity to visit with a group of alumni from the Bar Society when they came to campus for their reunion. I expected the usual get-to-know-you questions from the group that I was sitting with. What year are you? Where are you from? What's your major? But as all conversations with good Transylvanians do, the questions soon took a turn towards introspection. I was floored by one question among the flurry. What's the best thing Transy has taught you? The rest of my answers had been practically rehearsed, as frankly there are a few questions that tour guides haven't been asked. I realized, brain short-circuiting, that I didn't have an answer. Up until that moment, I hadn't reckoned with the fact that the end was near. It'd been easy to forget that my time at Transy would come to a close, and eventually we would all shift into a new relationship with our university. But what did I have to show for it? Aside from the diplomas we're about to receive, what was the most important thing Transy was sending with me after graduation? I'm embarrassed to admit that I can't remember what my answer was. It was probably a synthesis of answers others had given me when I had asked similar questions. Lifelong intellectual curiosity, a desire to serve others, practical problem-solving skills, which are all excellent answers, but not the one that I felt was the right one. And as someone who sits and thinks about the right thing that could have been said only weeks after the fact, or in this case, months, I finally found my answer. The best thing Transy has taught me is that you can't be the first person to tell yourself no. Saying yes to yourself is difficult. You are your greatest obstacle. It's not born of blind arrogance and thinking that everything you do is the correct choice, but rather, choosing yes is choosing to believe that what you have to say, your goals, and your talents are worth sharing. It's not ignorance, but hope. Yes doesn't speak to instant success. There will be people who follow that will inevitably tell you no. But without that initial whisper of belief, you cancel out the possibility of anything that could follow, good or bad. None of the benefits of trying come to those who fail to see that they are worthy of what they're searching for. Let someone else be the first to tell you no. If we hadn't said yes, where would we have ended up? No would have prevented us from crossing the threshold of a faculty's office, closing the door to so many needed pieces of advice and stories. No would have kept us from a national championship, or history-making advocacy work, or community organizing, let alone all of the artistic and academic success stories that we've written together. No wouldn't have led us to these same steps 4 years ago, sweating for our class photo, making friendships that would soon be forged in the August sun. And no would have kept me from you. Yes welcomes new experiences, joy, and relationships, but it doesn't absolve us of negative impact. We can choose to believe, give it our all, and still be met with loss and failure. Our university has shown us that we need to believe in our potential, but that also falling short of our lofty goals doesn't speak of defeat. Losing doesn't mean that you've lost or are lost beyond finding, and failure doesn't imply you've gone too far beyond repair. Repeatedly saying yes in the face of such shortcomings speaks power to the belief that you matter not only to yourself, but to those around you. Regardless of what you achieve, knowing that you are still worthy of trying again is a fundamental component of being human, of being a Transylvanian. But such optimism tends to be forgotten. It's easy to say no, especially when the road ahead is flooded with roadblocks and potholes. But the solution to moments like these is already found within us all. When your brain and mouth forget how to form confirmation, I ask you to turn left and right and behind. The best thing Transylvania has taught us, other than yes, is that there are people who believed in us before we knew how. They will continue to support us and continue to light the way as we move further into our next stages of life. What a blessing it is to have said yes, to have been taught over and over again here that there is celebration in climbing difficult mountains, even when we first struggle to see the immediate path. And what a challenge it will be to continue to choose to get back up. But it is worth it. We know it is. It's what we deserve, what our communities deserve, and what our futures deserve. The class of 2023 already understands what it means to tackle each thrilling uncertainty to come, because we know it all begins with a single yes. Thank you.